Hi everyone, Jon Mitchell here, Mayor of New Bedford. This is the latest installment of the Mayor's Weekly Update. So, as we know, we're dealing with the COVID-19 crisis on a number of fronts. We're continuing to monitor new cases as they come in. Those have gone down greatly, as we know, in the last several months, while we're allowing things to reopen. So we're seeing good progress on our restaurants. We're seeing good progress in a number of workplaces, and people have been able to get out by and large and enjoy our public spaces. And we encourage people to stay outside. It's very clear that the virus doesn't spread outside nearly as readily as it does inside. Meanwhile, we're making sure that people get the health care they need in order to deal with the virus in the event that they are infected. We're working very closely with South Coast Health. In my State of the City address a couple of weeks back, I mentioned that as much as we seek to manage the effects of COVID-19 as we must, we have to deal with the challenge in front of us. The last thing that we want to do is hunker down, right? The world is changing before us. New Bedford has to be prepared to rebuild after this and build back better. And so that's what we're doing. And so we're standing right here in front of the new South End Public Safety Center to illustrate that point. This is a building that has been underway for several months now. It's just a few more months away from being completed, but it's an illustration of how the city hasn't kicked back. It hasn't sort of hunkered down and tried to protect itself during the pandemic. Rather, we've kept it all going. So this is going to be the first fire station built in the city in the last 60 years. It's a tremendous accomplishment in that way, but it's hardly the only thing in the city that's going on right now. We're dredging the harbor in earnest right now for the first time, again since the 1950s. We're building the North Terminal project in the harbor. There's lots of development going on up and down the waterfront. We're working on school facilities. You've seen new athletic fields completed this summer. Another one's going to be completed shortly. There's lots of road work out there all across the city, and here in the South End, up in the North End, and everywhere in between. We're pushing things really hard because we know that the pandemic will end at some point, and then what, right? The idea is we want to get out ahead of everything. We want to continue to compete and be ready for whatever comes our way next. And so know that city government hasn't slowed down. We haven't skipped a beat at all while we've managed the effects of COVID-19, and that's what we're going to continue to do. With that, this has been the Mayor's Weekly Update.